nature's green gold, the rediscovery of a master plant, history, medicine, science, wealth, and CiLi by design. Before we dive deeper into the subject, there is one thing that is especially important to me. For years, I have studied Western herbal medicine as well as traditional Chinese herbal medicine in depth. And I have studied them. During this time, I was able to witness with my own eyes just how incredibly powerful and invaluable the cannabis plant is for our health. That is precisely why it is a personal concern of mine today to tell you the true story of this master plant. I want each of you to become fully aware of the ancient knowledge being utilized here, so that you understand why the products from CiLi by Design are so unique and revolutionary in the entire market. Clarification of terminology. The hemp family belongs to the order of Rosales. To clarify, cannabis is the scientific name for the genus. Marijuana usually refers to the dried flowers and leaves. Hemp is the term for the plant when used for industrial or practical purposes. And hashish, often simply called hash, refers to the extracted resin concentrate, geological origins, and the evolutionary protective mechanism. The history of cannabis does not begin in the garden, but rather in one of the most dramatic geological events in the history of our planet. About 35 million years ago, the Indian subcontinent collided with Asia, a massive tectonic process that led to the uplift of the Tibetan Plateau. It was in this new, rugged, high mountain landscape that the crucial development took place. Around 28 million years ago, in the Oligocene, the genus Cannabis split from its closest relative, hops. In the dry, extreme steppes of the plateau, the plant had to find ways to survive in an environment with high ultraviolet radiation and intense grazing pressure. It was precisely here that cannabis developed the precursors of the cannabinoids we know today. The psychoactive compounds, such as tetrahydrocannabinol, THC for short, originally served the plant as a highly effective protective shield. By causing a disorienting effect in herbivores, cannabis actively protected itself from being eaten and thus ensured its survival. This evolutionary weapon of nature is the reason why these molecules can interact so intensely with our own nervous system today. Cannabis is therefore a true survivor from the roof of the world, having perfectly adapted to its environment over millions of years. The 4 phases of human history, the history of humanity with this plant, comprises 4 phases. The first phase covers the origin and practical use, from around 10,000 BC to a few thousand years ago. Hemp is one of the oldest cultivated plants of humanity and originally comes from Central Asia, more precisely from the fertile basin of the Yellow River. More than 6,000 years ago, it was already being intensively cultivated in China. Because of its rapid growth and extremely tear-resistant fibers, hemp was indispensable in everyday life for ropes, fishing nets, and clothing. In the Middle Ages, hemp fiber even developed into an indispensable strategic commodity for European seafaring, since ship sails and ropes could only be made from it. The plant also played a significant role in early medicine and rituals. In ancient China, traditionally attributed to the legendary Emperor Shennong, cannabis was used as an effective painkiller and sedative. In the Indian Vedas, cannabis is praised for religious rituals and medicinal purposes. Archaeologists even found direct evidence of the ritual burning and inhalation of cannabis in the Chinese Pamir Mountains. Around 2,500 years ago, the second phase marks the global spread and recreational use in the period from about 500 to 1900 AD. Through the famous Silk Road and expanding trade routes, cannabis spread throughout the Middle East, Africa, and eventually Europe. In the Middle Ages, the Arab world increasingly valued it as a recreational substance. By the way, for the vast majority of human history, cannabis was completely legal. In the Western medical system of the 19th century, cannabis extracts and cannabis tinctures were standard medications for pain and cramps. Even the American founding father, George Washington, passionately cultivated hemp on his estate. In the third phase, the 20th century, came the stigmatization and criminalization. At the beginning of the 20th century, an international anti-drug wave from the United States swept across the world, increasingly linking the issue of cannabis to social and racial prejudices. Through targeted propaganda films like Reefer Madness and massive media campaigns, cannabis was falsely branded as a killer weed and a dangerous gateway drug. This led to strict bans in most countries and halted medical research for almost a century. It was only in the 1960s that cannabis experienced a revival through Western hippie culture and the anti-war movement, a major comeback as a global symbol of rebellion, peace, and freedom. Today, we are in the fourth phase of modern decriminalization and legalization in the 21st century. Thanks to enormous scientific progress, the main active ingredients have finally been isolated and intensively researched. These include the psychoactive tetrahydrocannabinol, known as THC, and the non-psychoactive cannabidiol, known as CBD. Medical cannabis is once again gaining its well-deserved recognition worldwide. In recent years, pioneers such as Uruguay, Canada, Germany, as well as numerous American states have also legalized recreational use for adults and regulated it by the state. Why CiLi by design? Modern research shows that cannabis is not a biological coincidence. The endocannabinoid system, or ECS for short, is a 600 million-year-old signaling system shared by almost all animals. It regulates essential functions such as sleep, appetite, and mood. Plant-based cannabinoids mimic the body's own signaling substances and help the body maintain its balance, known as homeostasis. While it was initially thought that the receptors were only present in the brain, it is now known that they are distributed throughout the entire body. They are found in the skin, immune cells, bones, fat tissue, liver, pancreas, muscles, heart, blood vessels, kidneys, and throughout the entire gastrointestinal tract. This means that the ECS has a massive influence on the function of our entire body. The body uses self-produced cannabinoids to regulate these functions. When we introduce plant-based cannabinoids from outside, such as CBD, which do not have an intoxicating effect, they interact gently with the ECS. They have a deeply relaxing and anti-inflammatory effect without causing a high feeling. CiLi by design relies on absolute purity. Our products are THC-free. We use our knowledge about the plant to ensure that the positive effects are not prevented, to isolate the non-intoxicating properties of cannabidiol, or CBD for short. The secret lies in the technology. Why are our products so exceptional? Our water-based nanocarrier system is the result of years of research by a team of experts. By breaking down bio-full-spectrum CBD and over 90 other vital nutrients to the nano level, these nutrients can be. Since the human body is made up of about 70% water, they can be absorbed almost completely by the cells. In conclusion, it can be said that cannabis is one of humanity's oldest companions. The plant transformed from a geological accident in Tibet into a global economic factor and a subject of medical research, whose history is deeply rooted in the shared biochemistry of all animal life. After this introduction to the topic of cannabis, the products from CiLi by design will completely change your perspective on health. Anyone who has already tried CiLi knows CiLi feels like the best gift straight from heaven. But even though this story is thousands of years old, today we are only at the very beginning, at the dawn of a completely new era with CBD and cannabis. Anyone who recognizes this gigantic global wave now and seizes the opportunity to position themselves at the forefront with CiLi from the very start holds the chance of a lifetime in their hands. Here, the most powerful master plant on Earth combines with a revolutionary technology to form the foundation for true, boundless prosperity. My heartfelt thanks go to the founder of CiLi by Design, Mr. Brad Hager, and his family. From Las Vegas, they have made it their mission to provide people from all walks of life around the world with the tools to realize their personal dreams, even to the point of becoming millionaires. Now is the time to join forces to bring this unique philosophy of health, medicine, nutrition, and wealth to the entire world. Forge your destiny. Let the precious ancient green gold become the architect of your future. It is a personal honor for me to build this foundation together with you. True to the deep meaning of CiLi and Balinese, Ron and Sarah wish you from the bottom of their hearts prosperity, happiness, beauty, health, eternal youth, and a long, fulfilling life. Yours, Sarah Lam Zurich, July 1st, 2026,